Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. Now we've had a number of requests to have another look at our Cupiennius salei. Now this is actually working out rather well because we have, as you would have remembered, we had 60 of them come through, and we've sold many of them. Many of them have gone to new homes, and we are down to the last 6. And we have one individual, one little one, which was from a different time. So he's only literally a fraction of the size. It's a tiny one. So we are now going to hold back the 6 that we have left, and hopefully we are going to have a male in here. I'm really hoping so. They are looking. Some of them are looking very big, and others are looking a little bit on the smaller side. Now this is often no gauge as to whether they are male or female. So what we're going to do, they're in these tubs here at the moment. Now these are ideal actually. They work really well in these. They don't need a huge amount of space, so we can keep them in these and we can grow them on really nicely. Now they're just getting to that point now where we need to step them up. And because we're going to hang on to them, we are going to put them in these tubs here. Now these Braplast tubs are ideal for these spiders at this stage.
Try not to hold it up to your mic when you do that.
Now we don't want to keep them in anything too large at this moment in time. So what we will do, we will grow them out in these tubs here, and then once we know what we've got, males and females, the females will then go on to a permanent enclosure, which will probably end up putting them in the 20 by 20 by 30 exo style, something that gives them a little bit more space, but it also gives us a great amount of control as well, because we can open the fronts, we can also open the tops, so it gives us a lot of control. Now a lot of people are fearful of these spiders because of their speed. They are very quick, to say the least. And this whole process that we are about to do today can quite easily go very wrong. So we might end up with saleys running around the spider room if we're not careful. So we are going to do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen. So what we're going to do, we are going to set up these enclosures nice and simple. Don't forget, these are what we class as like a grow out box, so we don't need nothing fancy. This is it. We are literally just going to put a small amount of dirt. We're going to have it upright like this. Because these have got the hinged lids, we can put them like that, and then we can have the hinge bit at the top, you see, so we can get our spider in through here. Hopefully that's the plan. And then what we can do is we can just settle that down like that. We've got a piece of bark, which, as you guys know, these spiders cling to the side of the bark, and we're going to put that in there like that. We're going to have a little bit of a gap behind it so that our spider can, if it wishes, it can go around the back. 9 times out of 10 they sit on the front. They're really showy spiders, and I'm surprised if you can get over your fear of the speed, then these are an exceptionally cool spider to keep. They really are fantastic. So we are literally going to pop that on there. Then we can settle our soil in. Don't need a whole lot. Get our piece of bark. It's a very simple way of doing these. See? Put that in there. Get a little bit more soil. Now in terms of what should we say, the worry of being bitten by one of these, I've not seen any real aggression from these. Now they're not the same as the Brazilian wandering spider, you know, although they share the same name, they're not the same spider. They're from a different group. These guys don't appear to show any of that external aggression, and we have in the past played around with the Brazilian wandering spider, and even with those, they're not outwardly aggressive. You know, they will defend themselves, most definitely, but they're not going to try and get out and get you, which is where a lot of people seem to leave their thoughts. They seem to get it in their mind that, you know, some of these spiders are out to get them, and that just isn't the case. Even with some of the most defensive spiders, as you've seen on this channel, we have got many very, very defensive style spiders. Some breeds are far more defensive than others, and we have our fair share of them here, but handled in the right way, we can stop a lot of that behavior. We don't need to see it, you know. It's just not, it's not that it's not necessary. So what we're doing now, we are literally just filling these up, and you can see how easy this is. There we go. Simple piece of bark. That's going in there like so. And then all we've got to do now is we've just got to add our water bowl. So our heat gun has been quietly cooking away in the corner. So we got that. We also need our water, because the water is what we're going to use. As you can see now, look, we've taken the lid off and you can see how the soil stays all in there. Now we put a reasonable amount of soil in there because these guys, they do enjoy just that little bit of humidity. So what we can do is we can add a little bit of moss, because the moss will give us something to water to. So we can pop that in there like so. That'll do that. You're
not showing us anything.
I will show you this in a moment, my dear. Right, now what we're going to do, here we go, here comes the glue. Just be careful with this stuff, it is very hot. And I've glued my fingers to the side of enclosures on a number of occasions. So we're going to put this up the top, like so. Put that up there. I'm going to soak it with a little bit of water. There you go. And then we can fill it up. Stick a little bit of water in our stuff there. I will, once I get a couple of these out of the way, you will see what we're doing much easier. Leave that there, get rid of that. Right, let's move these along a little bit so you can see what we're doing. Right, so we've got it in there. So now what we've done is we've just settled that soil in, which means I can now take the lid off. The soil will hold itself where it is. We're going to get a little bit of moss. Don't need a lot, just a tiny bit. It's literally there to serve a purpose. That's all it's doing. I'm going to put that in there like that. Get our glue gun again. Just get a little bit of glue on there. See how hot that is. I'm going to put that up there. Like that. There we go. By adding the water to the glue, that sets it off and it goes hard straight away. And put our lid back on there. That's alright. We can, probably would have been better if I put the lid on first, wouldn't it? Right, so what we'll do is we'll take this one off. Now, this sort of style enclosure can be used for many arboreal spiders. This is how we keep a lot of our arboreal spiders. Anything that needs a little bit of room, we can keep like this. And these are absolutely perfect size for growing out many of the arboreal things. Just gives them that little bit of room. See, that's there. So we're going to put this lid on first. There we go. I'll fill that up.
Faster, faster.
Faster, faster. Can't rush a good thing. Right. And this one here. So, get on. Oh yeah, put a bit of moss in. See, look, you're rushing me. Making me forget things now. There we go. Just put a bit of that in there. You see, what we're doing now is the soil in this is already quite damp, but that moss will get. I know, I ain't started yet. That moss will. I can see you'll be in trouble again, aren't you? I've forgotten my train of thought now.
The soil was already quite damp, and the moss.
Yeah. So the moss, we are using the moss to actually get our humidity back in our enclosure. It will, but what it will do is by going actually in and soaking the moss, we are looking at keeping that moisture in. If we were to go ahead and just soak the soil, you'll find much of the water will actually come out through the bottom of the lid, because there are air holes in this, and we will end up losing some of that water. Will just drain straight out through these holes at the bottom. It will come out through them. So it's important that we keep them. We like them because that's given us a little bit of airflow, not a great deal. You know, we hear a lot about airflow and things, and I think we're going to do a video discussing cross ventilation and things like that, because it seems to be, it's quite a hot topic, and many people get very confused about the actual pros and cons of it, what's necessary and what isn't. So I think we will do a video showing how we do stuff. Right, so that's that. Now we've got our new enclosures all ready. Now that was the easy part, because bark and moss doesn't run away. Cupiennius salei, they don't run away either. They just teleport. So they will be gone in an instant. So
can you do this so we can make sure we get to see plenty?
yeah, we can try that. We can try that.
It's because you're so far this way of the desk, I'm like
right, okay.
in the corner.
Yeah, okay, don't you worry. If one starts doing laps around my body, I'm sure you'll catch it. Yes. I know what your game is. Right, we are going to do our best not to lose any of these spiders. There are no guarantees here. Right, so what we're going to do, we got our enclosures are made up. They look rather lovely, don't they? They look really cool. So we're going to fold this down here. Hopefully it will stay there. They do naturally sort of like go up. So what we're going to do now, here is our Cupiennius salei. He's in his box. I think this might well be a male. So we have now got to get this spider out of this box and into that box. This is not the easiest thing in the world. We have got our catch cup here ready, because I've got a nasty feeling we're going to need it. What we want him to do is to stay on the lid, if at all possible. So, he didn't. These guys are just so super quick. What we want him to do is, if he's going to run, we want him to run inside. Nice and gently does it. There we go.
Could have got a lovely shot of him then. Put your hand right in the way.
Well, you know, if I didn't have, he would have gone walking straight out. So there you go. I know what you're up to. I know what you're doing. You can't fool me. I know what you're at.
Trying to get a lovely shot of the salei.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to do. Right then. 1 down, 5 to go. Let's see how we get on with this one. This is another one. So I will try and get you the best possible shots, but at the end of the day, the importance of getting this spider in the box and not loose in the room is of paramount. Now, if this one stays on the lid, right, this one is going to stay on the lid. We can try a different method now. Here we go. If we keep the lid up like this so that the spider is upside down, it feels comfortable. As we turn it, it will probably feel less comfortable. So we're going to put the top of the tub on the lid like so, and we are going to slowly tilt it very gently. There we go. We are closing one and moving the other, and there you go. Well,
Yay!
right, that was going so well, but I was trying to get camera lady to have a proper look. So what we're going to do now is we are going to move this. You notice how calm he is at the minute? No. See, whoa! See how they jump? Very impressive.
You've got him.
Very impressive jumping. Right. You see what happens when I try and please you? You know? There's something that someone told me many years ago, back when I was first started in the zoo, and they said, Dave, you won't go wrong if you just do your own thing. You know, don't worry about other people. See, as soon as I worry about camera lady here, I lose my spider. Right, what we're going to do now, we are going to try and get this thing back in the box. It already knows it can jump well. Okay. Home is that way, not that way. Oh, he wants to come and see his friend. Actually, if you want to jump in this box, that's perfectly fine too. We can do that. No. Oh.
He's there. That is amazing at how...
You see how they... Now look at that. Look. You see the way that's using its abdomen? He's laying silk straight away. Look at that. He's laying silk straight away. Now you can see how they are so cool, in fact, that they can move so fast, and they're very light, so they can literally leap around.
Oops, sorry, out of focus. Damn it.
See him how he's getting on there. He's laying silk all the time. Look at that.
Oh, Dave, you're in.
Isn't that wonderful? Right, let's get this little fella in a box, because I think he's had enough freedom. So we're going to come in with a catch cup. These guys have got very good eyesight, and as you saw there, he can see it coming. Right. What we do is we move him so he's back in. All right, he's in the box. Right, let's try this again.
Stop messing about now.
Stop messing about, she says. Right then. Okay. We've sealed off one end. There we go. And in he goes. That's what we should have done the first time round. So you can see in there now, you see like the size of him in there, or her, whichever it might be. Plenty of room in there. They'll do really, really well in these boxes. They'll do so well. Right. That's that one. Still no real disasters yet. So as you can see there, even though we've had a spider go AWOL, it was in a controlled way. We can still, what are you laughing at? We can still maintain control. Just because it's left the desk and gone on the floor doesn't mean it's the end of the world. So we are still in control of the situation. Right then.
I'm going to stay back a bit this time because if she jumps or does anything, it'd be nice to be able to see it.
That's a really good idea. This is a very pretty one.
Oh, typical.
So, don't look like it's going anywhere, to be fair. Oh, right, hold on. See how it's connected to the silk is still connected to the box there. Very, very cool. Now we can use our brush now, and we're hoping that if we touch the front, she will turn and go backwards. Chances are she will go sideways. So we are just going to gently, gently touch. We're using the full length of the brush, you see. And what we're doing there is we are touching two front legs at the same time. Now this, by doing this, it's more of a chance of her going backwards rather than sideways. You see how she's flattening out? We're using our brush. We're just directing her in. There you go, look at that, nice and calm. And then we can keep the brush there as we close the door. There we go. So hopefully you would have seen there with the two front sets, the first pair of legs, when they're stretched out like that, if they're like that and we get our brush and we touch them over both legs at the same time, she's more inclined to back off. If we touched one leg, she would run this way. If we touch this leg, she'll run that way. So if we go on both, she's more likely to back off. And you see how she hunkered down? She's stuck to the floor. And then we can just keep that very, very faint pressure. It's the slightest touch. And we can just slowly, slowly move her to where we want her to go. It's much better if you can get them to back up than go sideways. If they go sideways, it's anyone's guess where they're going to end up. So, you know, we have to be a little bit careful. But these are all good little things that we can learn as we go. Now then, this isn't a very big one. This one looks like it's ready for action already.
Right, we'll wait. We'll sit back here then and...
Can you see all this, can you? Right. It's quite awkward actually trying to do this on the side like this, because the stuff just wants to fall out the box. You see what we're trying to do now is we're trying to get the box that the spider is in level with this lid, because if there's a gap, it's, you know, if it's like this, there's a chance she'll slide down in between. We want her to go to a flat area. And as she's going this way, we can move it back now. We're going to use our finger to hold that moss. There we go. There we go. Nice and gently does it. Look at that. You can see there just the slightest little touch on them feet. Using the bristles of the brush. We're not even using the whole brush. We are literally using individual hairs on the brush just to point her in the direction we want her to go. There we go. See that? Very nice. Well, now this is where it all went Pete Tong last time.
Give your hand in the way again.
I know, because I don't want her getting out. You're crafty.
I'm not. I just want a really good picture of her.
You're so crafty. I know what you're doing. You're like, just let you get your hand out of the way, and then she's going to end up. I'll end up wearing her.
You won't.
Right, so that's another one done. You see the things we have to. What is it they say? Never work with animals or children or camera ladies. They are all equally
Mischievous.
mischievous. Yes. Right then. So we got this one on the lid again. So what we're going to do, we are going to take the lid off like so. Do you remember we said keeping the lid upright? Now if I lift this lid upright, there's a good chance she's probably going to want to move. This looks like a nice big female. You see how she's changing? Look, she's her whole demeanour is changing. As we raise the lid up, she's thinking, what's going on? Where are we going to go? Now this one is actually starting to show a little bit of colour. So I'm pretty sure this is probably going to be a female. So we got her on the lid. We're going to try this again. Going to come in here. Just gently touching her leg on the side there. Okay. Are you getting your close-ups?
No.
What do you mean no?
She's too fast.
Too fast?
I'm going to stand back here so you can see her jump.
I'd zoom in. Let's get some really nice things. Now she's out. Now zoom. We can see a little bit of interaction between the two of them there. Now, as you can see, we're not panicking again. We are still under control. She's absolutely beautiful, this one. The colouring on this one is very, very nice. Now, when these guys are mature, the females are very, very pretty.
You scared her?
Yeah, it's the light. Look at the colour in there. Look, she's almost peachy coloured. Oh, she's just had a pool over the place. Now, as you see there, she's off. Okay, we don't want to go in that way. You can come back this way, that's fine. Now look, how she's laid off now, this is their typical stance. Look at that. That is absolutely fabulous. I think I am going to try and get a photograph of her there. It's not often we get a chance to get a really nice photograph of these guys. So we're going to try and get a really cool picture there. Here we go. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, we're getting technical now. What are we doing? Oh, look at that. Zoom.
Give me a second to get my hand in.
We should get a nice shot of her face now. Look at that. Keep it in the centre. Look at that. You can slowly see that actually there. You can see the markings on the legs where the colour is coming through. That is a very, very beautiful shot. Very nice. That is a very, very nice spider. Pedipalps look really big on it as well. It's quite interesting. Seems to have good colour though. Right then. So what we're going to do now is we are going to try. We're going to use the lid because
Let me come out a little bit.
We'd rather come round onto the table.
Okay.
As you can see there, although she's free and loose, she's that sounded a bit naughty, didn't it? She's look.
She's proper laid out now.
Yeah, she is ready for action. Now there's a good chance now that if she was to go, she might well just jump. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the lid, and we're going to bring this down this way. And we're going to bring the lid in. There we go. You'll probably see her jump again in a minute.
I'm going to try and see how she literally jumps and then lands on the thing easy.
Yeah, she's quite incredible. Right, let's see if we can get her to come over to the said box. Your new home. We're going to try again with the full width of the brush. You see how we're taking our time? We just want to go in our own time. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Isn't she beautiful? Oops, gone down for a drink. Obviously all that tearing around has made her thirsty. Right. That's that one. Actually, I shouldn't say that until we shut the door. Now, one thing to bear in mind, when you're dealing with these, if they are trying to get out of the box and they see the slightest crack in the box, they will go for it. And you must be very, very careful that you don't squash them inside that little tiny gap. So what I would suggest, as you've seen here, if it's going to get out, let it get out. Much easier to deal with it once it's out on the loose. You'll also notice that we've seen no aggression at all, no defensive behaviour from them, and this is purely because we are not giving them any reason to be that afraid.
Time lucky?
Now you can have a nice look at that. See the stripes on the legs where they get their name from?
Struggling to keep it.
Probably want to go back a little bit and use the zoom. Now we can also turn it around so you get to see the underside. Look at that. What is there not to love about these spiders? And then if I turn it so it lays flat, look at that. Keep still, just stay in one spot and use your zoom. There we go. You see how it's testing? Oh, it's getting ready to jump then. I don't want it jumping in my direction. Oh, there you go. It's off. So then. Whoa, that one moved a bit quicker.
She's just there.
Okay. There's always one, isn't there? Right then. I'm going to get it to come back the other way. As you can see, these guys can come up through the lip really easy. Whereas our normal tarantulas, this lip on the desk halters them really easily. With these guys, it's not quite so easy. What we're going to do, we're going to catch this one up now, because I don't want it getting underneath the desk, because underneath here is all sorts of stuff and we will lose it in there in no time at all. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back to this and we are going to get it in there. Well, hopefully, there you go. Tickle it in. Nice and easy. All right, we'll get the door shut. There you go. So as you can see there, they've all got nice new homes. They'll settle in really, really fast. You see this one's having a drink. They'll soon start to move about and they'll be lovely and happy. Absolutely perfect. Now these guys will be happy as anything in these boxes for a good couple more molts. And then once we can work out what we've got, whether we've got males or females, then we can decide who's going to get upgraded to the next one. But for the time being, these are absolutely perfect. If you're thinking of getting one of these spiders, you've seen how we can move them around. You've seen even now where they doesn't quite go to plan and they end up coming outside. You would have noticed there we saw no aggression. Even when I had my hands really, really close to them, there's no aggression from these spiders. All they want to do is literally just disappear and get away from you, really. But if you're nice and steady, you've got to be gentle, nice and calm. You've seen there that we can move them and we can direct them and do all sorts of things with them. Even though they are an insanely fast spider, we can still control that behavior. We can get it down so that we're not tearing around. I mean, even though we had one went down on the floor, we've had them on the front of the desk there, and we've had them up on here. At no point there did any of them show the speed that they are capable of doing. And this is because we keep them calm. We've got to keep them calm. And then that way, everything will stay nice and easy and we can work with it. Now, these guys are on, they'll take a full-size cricket at this age, no problems whatsoever. One thing I will say with the true spiders is you need to feed them a little bit more regularly than you do your tarantulas, because these guys have got a very fast metabolism, so they eat and consume that very, very quickly, and literally within 3, 4 to 5 days they're ready for another good sized meal. All depends on the size meal that they have. Again, that is something that we need to cover again in another video, because we're often asked, how often should I be feeding? Should I be feeding every 3 days, every 5 days, every 10 days? You shouldn't even be thinking in terms of days. Look at your spider. Your spider will tell you when it's hungry. Forget about this days business. It doesn't really, it's not good husbandry, let's say that. So if you can learn to check your spider, see what kind of condition it's in, then decide by its behavior and how it looks as to whether you feed it, your husbandry will get better and better and better. And because of that, your spiders will get better as well. And you'll end up with lovely looking spiders. These are all on the move now. Now we will leave these now like this until tomorrow, and then we will feed them all. And they will all take the food without doubt. They settle in really, really quick. They're a lovely spider. Again, temperature wise, we're 80 degrees in here. These thrive in here. They do really, really well. They are a tropical spider after all. So they really do enjoy a bit of warmth. They enjoy that humidity too. So we're looking at humidity. We're around about the 70% mark. We'll keep these absolutely perfectly happy. They are very, very cool spiders. So if you can get over your fear, and hopefully this video has shown that you've not really got that much to worry about, just be calm. You'll do a fine job. Just like we have here, hopefully. Despite the efforts of camera lady to throw a spanner in the works.
Did not, babe.
No. Right then, I hope you enjoyed that. They are really a stunning spider. We are hoping to breed these guys, and then we can produce our own, and then we will have some more for sale, because they really are a fantastic spider. So much fun. So much fun. Right then, I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. And I'll see you soon, guys.